everyone, this is Catherine with Three Home Bases, where I talk about how having modest homes in the UK and Italy enable our family to live in Europe indefinitely as tourists. Today I thought I would talk about something a little bit different. I know a lot of people are contemplating full-time travel, especially retirees, and it's a big step to possibly sell your house, sell your cars, all of that, blow up your life in order to travel full time. So maybe instead of taking that gigantic leap, first try it out for about 2.5 months and see if it's for you. And what if I told you you could do that for $12.50 per person per month? This would be for a couple for 2.4 months. Try out full-time slow travel before committing. So the budget, like I said, would be $6,000 total for almost 2.5 months, and I will put a Google Doc in the description that you can look at and see all my numbers. But yeah, so I'll just tell you, it also, one exciting thing is, well, it might excite you, is no flying, at least once you get to Florida, because it'll be a cruise from Florida to Barcelona, Spain, and then a month and a half in a really nice Airbnb in the Pyrenees, and then a cruise back to the US. So once again, no flying. I found this itinerary online, and it probably, the exact same thing won't be available when you look. I found this online around April 2026, but I hope at minimum this video inspires you to have a look. I think affordable long-term travel is more accessible and maybe even easier and less expensive than a lot of people think. So, okay, first, the cruise from Florida, I think Port Canaveral, once again, you'll see my notes, to Barcelona, August 18 to September 1, and that's $580 per person for 2 people. I presumed a 50% markup for port fees, taxes, gratuities, etc., which I actually think is excessive, but I just wanted to have that margin of error. Just as a point of reference, when we came here, we took the Cunard crossing from Brooklyn to Southampton, UK, and that cruise listed around $700, and we ended up paying about $800 per person for 3 people, so it was not a 50% markup. But I read online and some people say 50%, so I just put that in, even though I think that's high. So that's a good margin of error. Okay, so once you arrive in Barcelona, well, first of all, you don't have to stay in a hotel when you arrive, and also before you leave. And you would save over $300 that way if when you got off the cruise ship you just got on your transit to your Airbnb, and same for coming back. But I guess I wanted to do for you guys an itinerary that I myself would do, and for me, being a woman of a certain age who wants to budget in rest and whatnot. For me, when I get off the cruise ship, I would need a day of rest, and the same for before getting back on the cruise ship again. I'll just tell you quickly, in 2017, 2018, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and by 2019 I was symptom-free, never had to take methotrexate or any other rheumatoid medication. And a big part of that for me was listening to my body, making sure I got enough rest, saying no. And so anyway, maybe you don't need the hotel the night before and the night after your cruises, but and you will save over $300. But if for those who do, I factor that in as part of the budget. Okay, so after your hotel stay, you would take a bus to Pau, P-A-U, France, and that's in the Pyrenees, and that's $68. And yes, a bus. I looked it up. You could take a train. It would cost, I think, twice as much. Once again, I would only recommend to you guys what I would do myself, and I would take the bus. It's about the same amount of time. It's not as picturesque as the train, but you know. All right, next, your Airbnb in France looks lovely, and that would be from September 2nd to October 16th, $831 total. And I'll just tell you, for Airbnbs, I have these criteria. Entire home, so you're not staying with someone's grandma or something like that. Guest favorites, Wi-Fi, kitchen, air conditioning, instant book. So if you didn't have all those criteria, you could probably find something cheaper, but that's how I search on Airbnb, and for the most part, it's served me well. Okay, $831 for a month and a half at your Airbnb in France. So this will be your home base. If your budget is strictly $1,250 per month per person, staying in the Pyrenees for a month and a half is nice. I would have no complaints about that, and really resting and taking in the local community and whatnot. But if you want to, and your budget allows it, of course, having this place in the south of France as your home base to explore Paris and Lyon, or even the UK or any other countries in Europe, would work. I think that's why this style of travel is great, that sort of flexibility. Okay, so after a month and a half in the Pyrenees, you do the exact same thing in reverse. Bus to Barcelona, night in a hotel, taxi to your cruise, and then the cruise back from Barcelona to Florida is the exact same price with the exact same markup, $1,740. Okay, so one last thing to add for your vacation is food from September 2nd to October 16th. Because obviously on your cruise, you'll have plenty of food. So this would be from September 2nd to October 16th, a month and a half. And I budget $800 per month. And so that's $400 per person per month for food. And I promise you, that's plenty. Of course, if you want to spend more, you can spend more. If you want to spend less, you could perhaps. I'll just tell you, for the three of us, my husband, son, and I, we don't spend $800 per month for eating out and groceries combined. We spend less. I mean, we, live very modestly, but I think $800 per month for food for two people is plenty. In Europe, groceries and restaurants are still much more affordable. This is April 2026 in Europe than in the US. So anyway, budgeting $800 per month for food, that's $1,200 for a month and a half. So add that all in for all your transportation, accommodations, food. That's $5,973 per month. Let's just round that to $6,000. Okay, and it's for 2.4 months. 6,000 divided by 2.4 is $2,500 a month. That's $1,250 per person per month. So that's a way you could test out full-time travel, see if it's for you, or even if it's not, why not have this nice vacation, long 2.4 month vacation. Yeah, okay. All right, that's it. Thanks, and like and subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye.